Hello, Alexander. Welcome to the class.
Hello, teacher. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great today. Thank you for asking. What about you?
I'm doing well too. Thank you.
Oh, okay, that's something great. Thank you for joining the class. If you
Okay.
want, we'll wait for a little, for a few minutes to your classmates, and then we start, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So, okay, Alexander, let's start our class. Thank you for joining on time. It's time to start with our activities for today's class, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you for joining on time and nice to see you into that. Nice to listen to you in 2024. This is a new year, so we have a new opportunity to do our best and continue learning English.
Yes. Thank
So
you.
you're welcome. Tell me, how were your holidays?
um, it was good because I have around 2 weeks to maybe to rest, to visit my family, to do the chores in the house, and maybe enjoy a good time with my friends. do some pending activities that I have for my house or my personal things. And I guess it was a good time because I have the time, enough time to rest.
Okay, that's something important. Did you go to any place?
Yes, I went to visit my parents and they live in Usulutan. That means that is out of the city. And for uh, for New Year, I was visiting Guatemala with my friends, and then we were there 2 days from Saturday and Sunday.
Okay, that sounds really
Yeah.
nice. So you have a great time in well, in a different country.
Yes. Maybe we don't did or we don't make a lot of activity. We use rented an apartment, bought a lot of food, some drinks, and we stayed just relaxing in a swimming pool, listening music, eating a lot of food, and just that.
Okay, it sounds like a great time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's something
And
really
yeah. And what about you? What
well.
were you doing? Mhm.
Let me tell you that I was well. Let me think. First of all, um, well, I spent time with my family. Also, well, I spent some time with them. We opened a lot of gifts, of course. Also, I went out with my friends to, I don't remember this place, but it has a lot of animals and it's in Hayake, I think. Um, so we went,
Okay.
so we went over
Uh-huh.
there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we spent, as I told you, we spent a lot of time. I ate a lot, so incredibly, I ate a lot of things these holidays, and I rested. That's the most. I think that's the most important part. Well, one of the most important part is that I could rest a lot. That was really necessary for me.
Okay, it's good.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for sharing a little bit, Alexander, about your holidays. How were they? This the latest holidays we have. So in this opportunity, it's time to start with our class, as I told you. Before we start, did you check the last video I recorded?
No, really, no. No,
Okay,
I don't. I didn't.
well, no problem. Okay. Even though you didn't check it, today we will make a short review of this topic. And I would like to show you my screen right now. Just give me a second. Let's see. It's all set. Okay, let's check. Let's check together. Well, our last class, or the last class I recorded was about the first conditional. I think you already know a little bit of first conditional because I was just checking the platform and you already finished with all the activities from it, right?
Yeah, I
Okay, so
finished.
well, first of all, congratulations because of your um, great effort during these holidays and for completing all the activities from the platform. So in on the platform, we have a topic related to first conditional, and that's why in this opportunity, we are going to have a practice. The last class we had in 2023 was on Thursday. I don't remember. I think it was December 21st, if I am not mistaken. And nobody came. That's why I recorded the class for you to have a short explanation, and it is really, really short because it's only 20 minutes, if I am not wrong. Um, so, well, first conditional, this is first conditional, and today we are going to make a short practice and a review of this topic, okay? So, in this opportunity, before we start, I would like to ask, well, I know that nowadays you are working, you are already working, but I don't know, maybe in the future, things can change in the future. Maybe you will find something else you want to do in your life or in your with your work experience. So now let me ask you, where do you want to work in the future?
I want to work in a company that work um, in the technology side, maybe. Then, as you know, I am a programmer, and then I want to continue working as a
A
coding,
programmer.
a programmer.
Okay.
Um,
Uh-huh.
and then that means that I want to continue working in a big company with many customers and doing a lot of system related with maybe some process that uh, the the company needs.
Okay, that's fine. Do you have any company in your mind that you think it's a good company to work in?
No, not really.
Not really.
I
Okay.
yeah, I just want to work in in a in in an environment that I can have an what is this name? Maybe good work balance between my life and my work, and that the company has many opportunity to grow. That is the only thing that I want.
Okay, that's really important. Thank you for sharing some of the things you are looking for in a company. Also, you expect to work in. Actually, as you mentioned, it is really important the work balance to have your free time to do your own activities and then to have also the right time to work. Nowadays, do you have, or well, let me uh, ask you this question again. Um, are you working from home or in an office?
I am working from home all time.
Okay, all the time.
Yeah.
But that's at least one benefit. I think it's a benefit, right?
Yes,
Because
it's a benefit.
being at
Mhm.
home, it's a little bit more relaxed. Maybe it's not not it's not like that all the time, but there are there are some opportunities in which you can relax a little bit and then you can continue working, but on your own um, on your own pace. So that's something
Ye-
that's one of the
yes,
benefits.
the best benefit of working from home is that you can save money because you don't spend money in the traffic with your car. You can save money because you can prepare your own food. Um, Also, you can save time, which is maybe save money because you have time for other things, for your personal things. You can spend more time with your family. You can save money because you don't need to use a lot of clothes like maybe shoes, pants, or something like that. And you have more time to rest or for doing another thing like exercise and learning another thing, practicing. And there are many benefits of working from home.
Yeah, there are a lot of advantages and benefits, right, for working at home. And as you mentioned, well, you mentioned a lot of them. Maybe the most important one is that you don't have to spend too much money and too much time, because as you, well, the first thing you mentioned was the traffic. And well, we know that the traffic is real, well, it's kind of crazy nowadays. So there are a lot of cars in the city, and there isn't too much space. And then, as you mentioned, you don't have to spend that much in clothes, for example, in food, because you always have to spend money to buy food. But spending money in food that you can cook and prepare, well, you can prepare and cook, is better than buying something out of your house in a restaurant or in another place. And well, in this case, you don't know if it will be that delicious as you wish. Okay, so well, there are some advantages of working from home that we have to take into account, and of course, we have to enjoy when we have the opportunity. Well, thank you for sharing about this, and well, we made a short conversation of this question. I really like it. But now we will get into our business, right? Remember that our today's class, it's about the first conditional. As I told you, our last class of 2023 was about the first conditional. It was a short explanation of this topic. And well, I share with you the structure, also the usage, or um, some of the uses of a first conditional, and of course examples using the first conditional, and how we divide this sentence between the two parts. First of all, as you see, we have the structure. I'm gonna read it. The structure is if plus simple present, comma, and then we use a simple future. As you can see, we have two tenses in one sentence. We have to use simple present and then simple future. Can you help me reading, Alexander, the usage of the first conditional?
Yep. To talk about possibilities in the present or in the future.
Very good. And when we use the first conditional, we are talking about possibilities or results of a present action. Okay, as you can see, we have around 6 examples. Actually, they are six sentences, and all of them are talking about one present action and a future result. Okay, most of them express a future result. Okay, so right now, let me read the first one. If it rains, I will stay at home. If it rains, I will stay at home. Can you read the second one, please?
If I wake up late, I will miss the bus.
Very good. Let's stop by these examples and check the information. As I told you, in the first part of the sentence, in the simple present clause, that it's the if clause, we have a present action. If it rains, or if I wake up late. In this case, maybe, well, all conditionals or most of the conditionals talk about results. Actually, all of them talk about results. But in some cases, they express an imaginary result. When we talk about the first conditional, we are not talking about imaginary scenarios. In this case, we are talking about some results that we will have in the future if something happens in present. As you see, if it rains, then what is the future result? I will stay at home. If I wake up late, the future result is I will miss the bus. Pay attention to the structure, because when we use this structure, as we can see it in the examples, we always have to use a comma in the middle of the two clauses. Remember that the first part of the sentence is the if clause. if clause. I'm gonna change the color. Let me see. Okay, we have the if clause. And then we have the result, and this is the main clause. If clause, main clause. When the sentence follows this order, if clause and the main clause, we always use a comma in the middle of the two clauses. If it rains, comma, I will stay at home. If I wake up late, comma, I will miss the bus. If it's sunny, we'll go to the park. As you see, we have if clause and the main clause or the future result. Can you continue with the next example about Juan?
If Juan leave, Paula will be sad.
Very good. One more time, as you can see, we are using a comma between the two clauses. But now, when we invert the structure, we don't use a comma. Over here, we don't have any example without a comma. All of them use it. But now, let's pay attention to the inversion of a sentence. Let me read the example. If I find your email, I will send you the picture. If I find your email, I will send you the picture. Now, as I told you, we have to invert the two clauses. Instead of using if clause, comma, main clause, we use the main clause at the beginning of the question, at the beginning of the sentence, I'm sorry. For example, I will send you the picture. Now, as I told you, we make an inversion. In this case, we don't use a comma. When we use the main clause at the beginning of the sentence, we don't need to use a comma. We only continue with the rest of the sentence or with the if clause. I will send you the picture if I find, oops, I'm sorry, if I find your email. As you can see, we are using the same structure, but in this case, we just invert the two clauses. Instead of using if clause, comma, main clause, we use the main clause at the beginning plus the if clause. So now this is the result. Main clause plus the if clause. And as you see, the punctuation, in this case, we don't need to use a comma in the middle. Okay, we just need to join the two parts of the sentence. And at the end, of course, we need to use a period to end the sentence. After that, we don't need any other thing. Okay, now, can you read the last example?
Yep. If you study hard, you will pass your exam.
Nice job, okay? So this is something very important. If you study hard, you will pass your exams. Now, can you make the inversion of the two clauses?
Yep. You will pass your exam if you study hard.
You will pass your exams. Very good. If you study hard. Okay, this is your answer. Let me ask you, Alexander, do we need a comma in the second example?
No, we don't.
Okay, pretty good. Now, as you also can see, when we make the inversion of this sentence or the clauses, the meaning of the sentence is the same. If you study hard, you will pass your exams. You will pass your exams if you study hard. At the end, if we change the order of the sentence uh, from one clause to the other one, in this case, the sentence won't change or the meaning of the sentence won't change. As you see, we can use any of those two structures. Maybe the most common one is the if clause, comma, main clause. However, it is also important to know that if the if clause is at the end of the sentence, it doesn't matter. It still has the same meaning. Okay. So now, do you have any question about the first conditional?
No, I don't have.
Did you already start? Have you ever studied the first conditional before?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so I consider it's a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake for you. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, if it is that easy, we will start right now with our practices. Okay. Let's make some short practices about the first conditional. Let me. Okay. Okay, give me a second. I'm having troubles. Well, I have an exercise over here with, give me a second, what happened? Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Pretty good. Okay, as you can see, I have um, a worksheet with 24 examples. But because of the time, and of course, you are the only one over here, we are not going to complete the 24 examples. Maybe we will do just half of it. Okay, so we will complete from example number 1 to example 12. Okay, so now remember, one of the sentence always need to use a simple present, and the other part of the sentence always uses the simple future, okay? Or in simple words, will, okay? Another important tip or another important information you need to know or remember is that we use a will in the result, okay? It is important to remember that result, okay? Now, let's try to complete the first example and then we continue with the rest. What do you think? Do we need to use simple present or simple future?
Simple present.
Simple present. If you have your hair dyed, you, what is the rest of the sentence?
You will look much better.
You will look much better. Well done. Okay, as you can see, it's, it's as simple as that. Okay, so you completed the first example very well. Now, let's try to complete the rest of the examples. Okay, tell me what is the correct sentence number 2. Tell me the complete sentence, please.
Okay. I will learn flamenco if I went to Spain this summer.
If I went.
Sorry, if I go.
Ah, okay, very good. Okay, so don't get confused
Yeah.
with another conditionals, right?
Hmm.
You know that there maybe you know about the other conditionals. If you don't, I will tell you later, right?
Yeah.
Now, very
Okay.
good.
Tom will go sailing
Mhm.
if the weather be nice this weekend.
If the weather be nice.
This weekend.
Okay, thank you. Let's continue with example 4. What do you think? Oh, this is a negative example.
Okay. If you don't brush your teeth, um, it was misspelled. spelling at the beginning. Missing one.
Oh, let me see. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. It was my mistake. If you don't brush your teeth after meals,
After meal, you will have cavities.
you will have. Amazing. Thank you. Okay, number 5.
John will be healthier if he lose a few pounds.
Will be healthier if he lose.
A few, if he lose a few pounds and eat less.
Let's see. If he lose and eat less. Okay, very good. Thank you for your practice. Let's move on to example number 6.
The baby will cry if you don't want to play with him.
If you don't want to play with him. Okay, pretty good. That's a great example. Number 7. Go ahead.
If Alice does her homework before 6, her mom will let her go out to play.
Very good. Her mom will let her go out to play. Okay, that's something really nice. Continue. Example number 8.
We won't visit Paris if we won't save if we don't save enough money.
We won't visit Paris if we don't save. Ooh,
Don't save enough money.
don't save enough money. That's great. Okay, let's move on to example 9. Okay, tell me.
It will take her 3 hours. It will take her 3 hours to get to Rome if Mr. Dawson
If Mrs.
fly
If Miss Thompson,
fly by plane.
fly like this.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Number 10.
Pet's parents, Pet's parents,
Pete's parents. Pete's parents,
Pete's parent, Pete's parent will be very proud. Pete's parents will be very proud of
Pretty
him.
proud.
Be very proud of him. Very proud of him. If he get good mark.
If he get.
Yes. If he
Okay. He get.
gets.
Okay, very good. Letter S. Very good. Remember, we always respect the rules of simple present, in this case for third person singular, even though we are using the first conditional. But since we have a sentence in simple present, we still have to use the rules for third person singular. So well done. We will check that in the other
Okay.
examples, in the rest of examples. Can you continue with example 11, please?
Yes. You will be thriller.
Oh, give me a second. Before we continue, remember that this is, well, check on the example and this is a question. Okay, so what is the correct structure for a question?
Okay.
You will is a sentence. So what is the structure for a question?
Would you be thrilled
Will you be? Nice. Will you be thrilled?
if you try bungee jumping?
Bungee jumping. That's good. And the last example, we will finish in example 12 to continue with another practice after this, okay? So tell me, what is the correct example number 12?
If you go to bed early, you won't be tired tomorrow.
Okay, that's a great advice. You won't be tired tomorrow. Okay, thank you, Alexander, for your practice. Do you want to check your examples in case is any mistake over there?
Yes, I
Okay,
want.
I will give you 2 minutes for you to check the examples, read them once and again, and then if you have or if you want to make any correction, you can tell me. Okay, if you are
Okay,
right, I will let you make the correction. If not, I will also tell you.
okay.
I'm sorry. Okay. Do you want to make any correction or is it okay?
Is it okay?
Okay. I will show you that there are some examples that are not correct. The first one is example number 3. Okay. And we will talk about that in a moment. Okay. Then number 5, there are some corrections we have to make.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh, give me a second. Okay, we also have to make a correction in example number 9. And that's it. Okay, then the rest of the sentences are okay. You did an amazing job. Maybe we just have to check on the following details. Let me, well, first, let me go back to example number 3. What do you think is the correction we gotta make? Tom will go sailing if the weather be nice this weekend. What is the correction?
Mm,
Okay, let me tell you.
mm,
Well, remember that in simple present, we always conjugate the verbs in the correct form. In this case, we have the verb to be. And in present, there are three forms of the verb to be. What are the three forms of the verb to be?
Yes. Um, is
Am, is,
mm, and you
and are. Okay,
are
you were
sorry.
close. Okay, so remember, those are the three forms of the verb to be. In this case, we use the verb to the form of the verb to be in present depending on the subject. In this case, the subject is the weather. What do you think is the correct subject for the weather? Are
Is
you with a, oh, it's it. And then the verb to be for it, what is the correct form?
is
Is. If the weather is nice this weekend, now it looks better. Well done. Let me now show you example number 5. John will be healthier if he lose a few pounds and eat less. What are the corrections?
um third person. It's
Very good. First of all, loses. Okay, loses, remember? And the second one, eats. Since we are still talking about he, in the first sentence or in the first part of the sentence, it says he loses. Then the second action, eat, is also talking about he. So it's still talking about third person in singular form. Then we use eats less. John will be healthier if he loses a few pounds and eats less. Okay, now let me show you the last correction we're gonna make, and it's number 9. It will take her 3 hours to get to Rome if Mrs. Dawson
flies. Third person.
lies. Yes, it's also third person, okay? Sometimes it's kind of confusing because we are talking about well, we are using two tenses, future and simple present. So at the end, it's kind of difficult to remember to use the or to apply the rules in this part of the sentence. In this case, in the if clauses. But well, practice makes perfect. So that's why we are practicing today. And as I told you, you did an amazing job because there were only 3 examples that were not correct. Then the rest were good. Continue working like that, Alexander. Congratulations for your work. Now I would like to move to our next activity. We already practiced grammar, which is important, but also it is important to practice our speaking. And that's our next activity. Sorry, give me a second. Oh, give me a second. Well, today, we have the following question. If you have some free time on Saturday, what will you do? Okay, in this case, well, we are just starting this week, but we are going to practice a little bit of our weekend. Okay, let's think about our weekend, our next weekend, actually. Okay, so tell me, okay, what will you do if you have some free time on Saturday? Talk to your classmate or classmates. In this case, you will talk to the teacher because there is no more students. What activities you will do if you had free time on Saturday? Use first conditional sentences. You have 3 minutes to talk about it and then share it in the class. Well, in this opportunity, we are going to have around 1 minute and a half or 2 minutes to talk about the things you will do this weekend if you have free time. Okay. Well, I will give you 3 minutes to organize your ideas, to speak on your own, and then, well, you will share with me in the class. Okay, Alexander?
Okay.
Pretty good. Okay, take 3 minutes for you to practice, and then you can share in the class. Any question, Alexander? I am going to be here.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, time's up. Right now, Alexander, it's time to share with me. What will you do if you have some free time on Saturday?
Okay. Um, if I have some free time on Saturday, I will prepare a soccer game with my friends. If they don't work this Saturday, they will have time to go to play with me. Also, I will invite to my sister if she won't go to the university to study. She will have time to go to play. Also, if my friends are a little hungry, we will go to eat pupusas after the game. And let's see, if I don't feel so tired, I will see a movie at the end of the night, maybe. That's all my plan.
What movie will you watch if you still have energy?
Okay, Aquaman. I've seen Aquaman 2 years ago, and today I'll start seeing Aquaman again, and I couldn't finish today. And then I am thinking, when I have if I have time, as I will be mentioning, I will continue watching that movie.
Okay, that's something nice. Well, it sounds like a great weekend. You are going to have a great weekend if you had free time, okay? I hope you have. And also
Yeah.
your friends. You mentioned a lot that if your friends don't work, well, you will have the opportunity to play soccer with them. Also, if your sister don't go to university, well, if your sister doesn't go to university, sorry, she will also have time to play. Well, thank you for practicing many sentences using the first conditional. As you can see, we are talking about something or some condition that should happen for us to have the possibility to do something in the future or to have a future result. Okay. Thank you for your practice, Alexander. You did an amazing job. Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, that's it. That's it for today. I really enjoyed this practice and also of course talking about the first conditional, some examples and how we use it, um, and also practice some examples using both tenses, simple present and simple future, to create a sentence in first conditional this time. After that, we also have a great speaking practice. It was very short because you are the only one practicing in the class. But, well, always take advantage of this time and speak as much as possible, okay? I give you around 1 minute and 30 or 2 minutes. But if you want to speak even more or you have more ideas while you are talking, you think about other things you can do, so you can try to speak as much as possible, okay? So then you will get or you will become more fluent every day. Okay, Alexander? Um, I don't have any
Okay.
homework for you because well, you already finished with all the activities on the platform, but I will invite you, Alexander, to continue practicing. If you can go to Google and look for for first conditional exercises, first conditional practices, and well, I will also invite you to practice listening, okay? Because it's another important area we need to practice a lot, and we always practice because well, when you are in class, so you are paying attention, so you listen to me, and then also you speak, okay? So that's something that we are practicing a lot. But I will invite you to continue practicing different skills in English, and then you will get even better every day. Okay, Alexander?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for joining this time. I hope we can continue practicing tomorrow. We can continue with a different topic. And of course, we can uh, continue getting better in our English skills. Okay, thank you for joining. See you tomorrow.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye, Alexander.